Love Flower here. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking to you about my 8th step in my 33 Steps to Enlightenment program. So the 8th step is ego. And some people might have an understanding of ego as somebody who's probably cocky, full of themselves, just want maybe, things, or they're just egotistic. And of course, there are people like that and that are overly egotistic, but the ego that I want to talk to you about is my understanding of ego from a spiritual understanding point of view. So we all are in a two different states. It's either you're in the heart space, you're living from the heart space, or you're living from the ego. And let me explain a little bit about living from the ego. And so ego is a self-image of who you are. So that's what spiritually what ego is described as. In a sense, it's a complex construct of your mind. So the thoughts and it's the thought emotions that you identify with, and what you believe to be true, what you believe to be false, what's right, what the culture you come from, the beliefs that you think is true, what you think reality is, what you identify with, where you were born, your name, things that you were associated with, things you like to eat this, you don't like this, your color, your race, your gender. I mean, everything is associated, with ego, how certain people are supposed to behave. Since we were born, our egos have been fed and constantly, and they have been building as we go along. So some people's reality is, they feel that they're either Africans or they're Asians, they're Europeans, and that's their identity. That's what they associate themselves with. And some cannot even cross and associate with other cultures because they're so deeply trapped by their ego as far as identity is concerned. And it's not, please understand that when I explain about ego, it's not a bad thing in a sense, because ego, it's a survival mechanism, and it's there. It was created when we needed to survive long time ago, but we're no longer in that, and we are all one. We're connected. When you think reality is a certain way, it deeply embeds in your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. So for example, if you only identify with let's say Asians, for example, and you are always with Asians and you feel like that's your identity, that's who you feel safe with, it's the moment you're out of that environment, it's been embedded into your subconscious mind. So even, because 95% will functioning out of our subconscious mind, right? So when you're not conscious of doing something, sometimes even if you might not want to behave a certain way with people, or let's say if you're African, for example, then automatically your subconscious mind is going to bring forth that behavior, that the ego has saved into your subconscious mind, that is your reality. So it's basically identification with yourself and separation from others. You see yourself as a certain way, you see yourself as a certain color, as a certain this and a certain that, and that separates you from other people. It separates you from things. I like this, I don't like that. So that's what the ego does. It's just a way to, you know, it is a command of your rational faculty. So it makes good arguments for you. So for example, if you want to write a book and you feel you have a good story, your heart is telling you, yes, you know, I have the story of a book, I want to write this book. But then your ego comes in and is like, oh my gosh, what if you write this book and people laugh at you? What if people don't like it? And for me, for example, when I wanted to do this video, that's why I didn't get a lot of people involved, because some people like, you know, a couple of people were like, oh my gosh, you know, would you do this? And when I started doing my video and sharing about, you know, some personal things that I feel is going to help uplift, you know, people and show, you know, healing process and how to heal and how to benefit them, people are like, why are you sharing your personal business? Why are you doing this? It is my purpose. It is my journey. I'm not in my ego state. I'm in my heart space. I am not afraid of anything or anyone. I'm here to speak my truth, to help people, and to take my consciousness to another level. So I don't care what anybody thinks. If they're in their ego, they feel like this is not the right thing to do, then it's your opinion. It doesn't affect me, you know. But if you're in a good heart space, you shouldn't worry what other people are doing. Even if you don't, you know, agree with them, then oh, hey, why not? But some people, I have actually lost friends and some family members, which I am actually grateful for. Thank you, universe, because those were excessive weights in my life, you know, that I didn't need, negative energies that were hanging there, that were pulling me down, that I didn't need to. Now I'm elevating to the level that I need to be, because, you know, the wonderful supports that I have now is all that I need. I don't need the whole world, you know. If the whole world's come together, you know, to support me, then it's even better. I'm here to spread love and joy, happiness, then that's fine, and help heal. But I understand that we're all in different time and space, and I respect that. I am not afraid to be who I am. I am authentic, I am real, and I am a woman. I have a voice, and God help me, I will speak my truth. And that takes me to fear, and ego is directly associated with fear. So when the ego, when it tries to make these arguments, you know, what if people don't like your book? What, you know, people don't like your videos, people don't like the way you talk, people don't like your accents. I don't care. I don't give a flying fart. They can, you know how many languages I had to speak before I spoke English? Ha! You know, so for me, I am wonderful. That was a little bit of my ego actually that came out. But we all have it, you know, but it's not, it's using it to support yourself or actually shy away from it completely is what the ultimate goal is. Live completely in your heart space. But I move away from fear, because that little voice in your head that tried to be the rational, you know, thoughts like, what if this go wrong, and this, you know, don't do this, this should be this way, that's just fear. And that's ego, you know, playing fear in your head. And fear is just false evidence appearing real. It's not real. Fear is not real. If you put in your mind that you're afraid of something, you will be afraid of that thing. But if you put in your mind that you're not afraid, you're fearless, you will be fearless. Nothing will stop you. And thought is responsible for a lot, if not most, of the suffering, because whatever whatever you think, whatever you feel, you know, multiplies. So Society, for example, is one big amusement park for ego, because it creates fear. When you look at the news, it spreads fear, and that's, it messes up with the ego. The ego is like, oh my gosh, look at what's happening to the world, you better be careful, you better do this, you better keep this job, you better not follow your heart, don't go do that thing, be responsible, do this. It creates competition, between people at work. Instead of we go to work and help one another, people go to work and they're competing for the same position. There's one position, 50 people. I mean, seriously, it creates, status. I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a dentist, I'm a this, I'm a this. Who cares? I'm human. That's all that matters. I'm human, and I'm here to contribute to society. I'm doing what I love, and I'm sharing what I love. Now, you cannot beat that, because that is living in the heart space. And when you stop letting go of the ego, of the status, of what you have, of the the cars, the clothes you wear, you wear Gucci, Uchi, Pucci, Suchi, Nucci, whatever the hell. I don't care. I'm wearing Zichi right now. You like it? See? Don't care what you wear. Don't care what, people are doing with their lives. As long as you're happy, do that and let go of the ego. The ego is, people crashing on other people's couches, but then they're wearing flashy clothes or flashy cars, trying to show society, putting pictures on Facebook or, social media of something that they're not. And a lot of people, I have interacted with, when you deal with them on a personal basis in their life, they're miserable. But when you see the social media post, you like, oh my God, I want their life. And it's all fake persona, and be real. That's what letting go of the ego is. You become authentic, you become real, you do what you love, and you share what you love with the universe. And when you share what you love, it grows, it gives you more abundance. And once the ego dies, you become pure awareness. Psychological death happens, and you become aware and one with the collective. And that is such a beautiful, beautiful feeling. And how to let go of the ego? Just be yourself. Be yourself. Don't care about what other people think of you. Do what you love. If it's selling lemonade, I know a lady that puts love in her lemonade, and I know she's gonna succeed. Sell that lemonade, and you're going to see, put love in it, and don't care. If you think you can eat pie faster than anybody in this world, go for it. Do whatever it is that you love, and it will find, it will expand for you. Stop following society, stop competing with others, stop looking at what other people are doing. I know people that are spiritually awakened, they've received their call, for this beautiful gift in life, and they're hiding. They don't want other people to think that, they know of these things, they're feeling these feelings, and so they're secretly, hiding this awareness inside of them, instead of sharing it, instead of bringing it, open, because they're afraid of being shunned. They're afraid of not fitting into society, to be the odd one out. Who cares? People think you're weird, fine. The weird ones, the nerds are running the world. They're doing all the wonderful things, in the world anyways. Why do you want to become part of, monkey see, monkey do? Why don't you want to be one of the leaders of this world? Somebody who can stand up, say, you know what? I don't care what you think about me. This is what I care about me, and this is what I'm going to do because it's what I love. And when you stop the separation of yourself and others, and just become true to yourself, then the ego dies and you become unstoppable. I thank you for watching. Mahalo and shukran.